Now onto the eyes. I've no doubt you've seen me do lots and lots of eyes on my other demos. These ones are not particularly difficult to do, but you can see they really are the center of interest for the whole drawing. Now up in the top section it's really dark. You see it's as dark as this area down here. So those are really the darkest areas on the drawing, and that helps to create that attention for the viewer. We naturally look into human and animal eyes anyway, so that really stamps it as going to be the center of interest. Here I'm just trying out a few colors on some scrap paper. I want to get the eyes fairly accurate. That's pretty close. Not really rich enough, but that's good enough for a starting color. And that's the way to match your colors. Now don't forget, I've got a free 45-minute video on YouTube and Patreon that shows that matching color technique. After you get past the beginner stage, and obviously a drawing like this, you only got to look at the finished drawing and the reference photo to know this is not really an absolute beginner subject, although obviously you could do it and pick up lots of tips, but don't expect to be able to be a complete beginner and do something fantastic straight off. Cut yourself a bit of slack and expect to have to learn and complete a few drawings and get better and better all the time. Small circular strokes, that helps to deposit more pastel. You see it goes brown around the corner. More of that brown, that dark brown around here as well. I've left areas out for the highlights. I want to keep those nice and bright. Bit darker in the center. But look, with the eye, it's lots of soft blended edges. Other than the black going around the eyelid, everything for the eyeball itself is really quite blended together and soft. And around this eye as well, we've got more of that real deep dark. It's critical to get the shape of the eye very accurate. If that's out by even a couple of millimeters, it'd be blatantly obvious to the viewer that there's something wrong with the eyes. They wouldn't perhaps know what it was that's wrong. But just because we look in so many eyes, you would know something was out. So that's the time to be really hypercritical when you're doing eyes. That's why I'm just keep adjusting the shape till I got it just right. Now obviously the camera is at a slight angle, pointing down and a little bit to one side, so don't expect both sides, the reference and the drawing, to be identical on your screen, but I did transfer it over so I know my lines are correct. So I'm trying not to lose them, so I keep that shape just right. Now the highlight over the top, it's not a pure white in the eye. Take your time to look at reference photos, the highlights. Very often they'll have some light blues or even some purples or whatever is actually surrounding the subject. I'll usually be in there. It's not usually white. The only part that's frequently white would be the actual dot for the light source, whether that's a light bulb or a sunspot. And also, if it is a very pale colour, adding blue in there can usually lift it, you know, and by lift it, it makes it look even more real. Just getting that shape around the side correct. Under here, obviously I've got lots of areas then to work out from the eyes. When the eyes are quite accurate, then I've got that area, as I said earlier, to judge against, and I then like most often than not to work out from the eyes with the realism. So I can see quite a light blue in the eye, and because I'm working on toned paper, when I start to put the whites and the brights on there, it will actually show up. If I was using a white paper, obviously putting white on top of a white paper wouldn't show up. So it's just a little purple going on there. Here on the white of the eye, that's more of a very pale pink. Now that's a Pit Pastel pencil, and they've got lots of these lovely kind of salmon colours. Well, not lots, but 2, 3, 4. In here we've got a light white, or at least a bright colour. We've got some brown in that bottom section first, so let's get that shape just right. It's quite a rich colour. You see I've left the area that I want to be bright. That's really what's creating a lot of interest on that eye, the white of the eye. Goes brown in that bottom area as well. Okay, now that's done, I'll come in with quite a sharp pencil, and you can see how that really looks bright against that paper. The light blue paper, more of a grey really than anything, and all of a sudden, even without the highlight in, that eye is really starting to look alive. Then I put the sunspot in, a little bit lighter around each side. Tiny bit of that light there as well, and now the eye all of a sudden looks quite wet and glassy and glossy looking. A bit more highlight on top. Very light pressure. I don't want stark marks going on there. Then I can bring some of that brown on top, make that a little bit darker, a bit more shadow there. Okay, now all I've really got to do, touch more refinement here and then do the same on the other eye. If you're struggling to draw animals or to improve your art, I can share with you the techniques I've learned over 25 years so you can avoid frustration and trial and error and start to enjoy drawing and creating straight away. Hi, my name is Jason Morgan. I'm a professional artist and I would love to be your guide on your unique art journey. I've fallen in love with pastels and I'm sure you will too. There's really no other medium that has the vibrancy and colour intensity and the ability to put light over dark. That's an absolute game changer for the animal artist. Now on my channel you get immediate access to hundreds of hours of lessons and demonstrations, and you go completely at your own pace. There is absolutely no rushing in my art channel and lessons. Think of it like a video library. You pick the video you like, something that really takes your fancy, and you take as long as you want to complete it. Or alternatively, you can watch my videos, learn the techniques and apply them to the subjects that really inspire you. And you also get new reference photos each month. They're copyright free. You can use them in your art, sell your art, no worries whatsoever. Many of my artists came to me with little to no art ability whatsoever, and they're truly amazed with what they're now creating. You could be doing that as well. Now don't think age is a problem. You're really never too old to start learning and enjoying art, and many of my students are 40, 50, 60, 70, even 80 years of age. Now my channel is about much more than lessons and techniques. You also get access to my secret private Facebook group, and that's full of members that's literally grown up with my channel. They're super supportive and kind. They come from all over the world. So if you've got any questions, you can rest assured there's going to be someone there really quick with a solution to your problems. Now, with my channel, you're not tied into any contract. You can literally come and go as you please. You can go up tiers, you can go down tiers, whatever you want. And there's a tier and a price to suit literally any pocket. Now, I've been doing art lessons for many years, and I really pride myself on trying to create the absolute best lessons and demonstrations I possibly can. I really hope to see you there soon so you can start your art journey, and I can't wait to see what you can achieve.